Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. It's Spirit Teaches of Going With Itself on TikTok. It's 1974 with Soul, and I'm also live on Facebook. I have a title up today. I'm talking about abuse of power and other types of abuse. Right? Abuse of power is a big thing. Okay? It's a big thing right now. Because stupid, okay. I was watching a thing on YouTube with regards to something. He's not prime minister right now, but he's another party going up against him. I don't talk a lot about politics, okay, but it was on there. Okay? And there's a lot of abuse of power taking place right now. And this past week, I've actually personally experienced it. Okay? Right now, I'm not going to get into that, but you know, maybe one day I will. Maybe sooner, maybe later. It all depends. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I usually suggest to people that if you are new to my channel, to go read the description in on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit, going with himself, in order to understand a little more about what my channel is, because it's not. Sometimes it's not your average channel. Okay? I work with Spirit. Um, okay, I just read that now. Okay. In my hand, I have a copy of the 2004 Criminal Code. When my lawyer passed away, he left me his whole legal library. And he had been a lawyer, oh my gosh, I believe it was 65. And I brought it home and I had no place to put it. So I ended up putting it all up on Marketplace. And a guy contacted me, and he asked me what I wanted, and I was like, well, a donation. It's a donation. So the donation for a whole legal library, I got $40. Okay, so I told him you should have accepted it. I know I got ripped off, but it wasn't. To me, it wasn't about the money. I wanted to see people that were going and taking loans to be able to get these funds. Just 1 second, please. My phone just reminded me that my battery is low. All right. So, sorry. Okay. So, he's still watching that. What he ended up doing was he ended up giving a criminal code, okay, of what's taking place right now in our country, okay? They're saying like about the terrorism. I don't know what exactly is going on right now. It's the part of, is it happening? There's a lot of stuff happening right now. And it's about, the criminal code was about the terrorism. Right? First off, okay, a lot of people are talking about that the terrorism war started when Trudeau. Okay, I'm not picking sides. So if you want to throw shit at me, get so toy. Okay. Now, people hear so many different things. Wait, okay. So democratic rights. Okay. It's section 2(3). Democratic rights of citizens. Every citizen of Canada has the right to vote in an election, a member of the House of Commons or of the Legislative Assembly, and to be qualified for membership therein. Okay. Now, maximum duration of legislative bodies. Okay. To me, legislative bodies, would that not also be our minister? Okay. Because it was in the House of Commons. It's all part of that. Now, maximum duration of legislative bodies. No House of Commons and no Legislative Assembly shall continue for longer than 5 years from the date fixed for the return of the writs at a general election of its members. Continuation in special circumstances. In time of real and apprehended war, invasion, or insurrection, insurrection. A House of Commons may be continued by Parliament, and a legislation assembly may continue by the legislation beyond 5 years if such continuation is not opposed by the votes of more than 1/3 of the members of the House of Commons or Legislative Assembly, as the cause may be. Okay, I said I don't get into politics, okay? But I have been getting into some legal stuff. Okay, this is the part of abuse of power. Okay, because see, if you think about it, okay, what happened just before the last election? Okay, was it not that like war started? A bunch of this like invasion. Okay, I'm not saying that it's wrong to have immigrants in or anything like that, because my ancestors were immigrants. Your ancestors were immigrants, whether people want to believe that or not. Okay? But it was the part of, they said people were rushing in. Okay, so that's where the abuse of authority came in. I have strong reason to believe that this was all created on purpose, and I know a lot of other people have seen it too. And we're going to that. Fundamental freedoms. Fundamental freedoms. Everyone has the following fundamental freedoms. Freedom of conscience and religion. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of the press and other media of communication. Me, I see a whole violations. saying that other, like freedom of the press, is being shut down because it's not following the narrative. It's not about creating division within the civilization, within the community. And I'm not just talking about one group or this group or that group. I'm talking about everyone as a whole and understanding that part. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of the press and other media of communication. People are saying they're trying to shut down TikTok, they're controlling this, they're controlling that. Are they not keeping people from being able to see the news or post the news? They're saying it's about money. Is it actually about money? Those are things that we need to ask ourselves, because right now I'm seeing abuse of power. Freedom of peaceful assembly. Well, yeah, I'm feeling that. A lot of, okay, it says it right here, and that is subsection or section 2. Okay, fundamental freedoms, Constitution Act 1982, and it's number 2. Okay, first off, it says guarantee of rights and freedoms. Rights and freedoms in Canada. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantees the rights and freedoms set out in its subject only to search reasonable limits prescribed by law as demonstrating justified in free and democratic society. Okay, so we got to freedom of peaceful assembly. Okay, there was a peaceful assembly, the truckers' assembly. Okay, and it was peaceful until what suspected that somebody sent in something to stir things up, which is usually an inside job, usually because, you cause havoc, you can shut it down. And that's what happened there. Because it was a peaceful assembly. And how many other ones were not and never really got shut down. And I'm not throwing shit at anyone. You take this how you will. Because this is more of a spirit to spirit, and no spirits know exactly what I'm talking about. Because they're messing with my personal life right now. Freedom of association. Right now, we're all being divided. Okay, I hear a lot of talk on TikTok about people saying about the immigrants coming in. Oh, well, they got to speak our language and what have you. They say it's English and French. You know, it's Mi'kmaq, or some say Micmac. But see, when my ancestors came, my ancestors weren't just French. But see, their languages were made to be suppressed. Canada was always meant to be bilingual. People were supposed to be able to speak their languages, but in here, I read one thing about this being in English and French. Seriously? Who gave you permission to say that any place could only be one or two languages and nobody else was allowed to speak any other language? Why? Because you can't understand them? Everybody should have the ability to be bilingual. That's not about going behind people's back and talking shit about them because you figure they can't understand you. It's part of, taking the time to really maybe try to understand other people because people shit on immigrants for coming in because your government does things on purpose. It's not the people. The government brings in certain people. There's people coming in they're good people. And there's some of your ancestors, there's some of the people that are related to your ancestors because I even traced some of my ancestors where they said that they were from India. But they say our country's free. I don't see where it's too free right at the moment. Because seeing people say about like getting angry with these people because your government is giving them money. It's the ones who made this that's causing it. But they don't fall under it, do they? How many of them actually end up being prosecuted? It's time they get prosecuted. And then it's time to question every one of them and find out how and why they're like this. I'm allowed to ask this question, the same as you're allowed to ask her questions. Some people like my channel, some people don't. Some people like me, some people hate me, some people love me, some people loathe me. Some people even probably, want to smack me or do something more. And right now there's a lot that probably want to do more. You think that you're just small? You think that you can't do nothing to make a change? I'm here to tell you, you're fucking right, you can. And that's what the systems are afraid of. So the Constitution, it says about shall continue for no longer than 5 years. And then it says about invasion, and a legislative assembly may be continued by legislature beyond 5 years in such circumstances. Okay. Opposed by by the legislation beyond 5 years in such continuation is not opposed by the votes of more than 1/3 of the members of Congress. So I'll tell you, the biggest majority of them, they're all in on it together. It's just lip service. I'm not saying we're all bad, and I don't mean bad. I'm not saying that we're all corrupt. But a good many of them, take from what I understood, Doug Ford had a business, a designing business or something like that, and I was heard. This is what I heard, that he was the one making all the signs to put on doors and what? Oh, the arrows. You have to walk this way. You can't walk that way. You all got to walk this way and around and around. And oh, you got to stand here. You got to use this door. You can't use the other door. Even though there's different doors. You see, can hit the blue? Okay. So now, where are we to? Equal rights. equality rights, equality before and under law, and equality, protection, and benefits of law. Every individual is equal before and under the law and has the right to the equal protection and equal benefits of the law without discrimination, and in particular without discrimination based on race, nationality, or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental and physical disability. Now, hope you all got that. Now, we're going to go to counseling or aiding in suicide. Okay? The reason why I'm going to that is because from what I understood and read, there was a new bill or something, whatever the heck it's called, that came out that for mental health, they would allow assisted suicide. Counseling or aiding in suicide. And I know people get what they call euthanasia, but did any of you know that when they do that, I watched the documentary on it, when they do that, they actually paralyze the person first before they give the stuff that's going to make them die. But when they're dying, they're actually drowning they're drowning inside, and they can't let their family members know that this is what's happening to them. And the person that it's being done to wasn't informed that that was the way they were doing it. Has anybody ever dang near drowned? Excuse me, almost drowned? Now think of that. If you're paralyzed and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, you can't even call for help. But your government or whoever passed this, whatever it was, bill, what happened, that said that they would assist in suicide for mental health issues. I'm going to be honest, that's pretty fucked up. Instead of helping people, it's called the Sterilization Act. People think that, oh, well, they don't do that anymore. You're fucking right, they do. What are these things going in your arm? So, counseling or aiding suicide. Everyone who counsels a person to commit suicide or aids and abets a person to commit suicide, whether suicide ensures ensues is guilty of an undetectable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years. But yet your systems are allowed to do this. They're allowed to pass things on it. Are they not supposed to? Seriously, this is the criminal code. I'm not shitting you. See, the thing is, people just roll over and take it because they don't actually know shit. But I'll tell you right now, according to this criminal code, everything's a fucking is illegal. I said it before. If I fart on the sidewalk and somebody, obnoxious, I'm going to call the police. This woman, like, she's stanking me out. We're hearing a lot about like people being killed illegally, like being killed because they're being arrested illegally. Death during illegal arrest, culpable homicide that otherwise would be murder is not necessarily manslaughter by reason, okay? By reason, only that it is committed by a person who was being arrested illegally. Wasn't being committed. That makes no sense. I could probably go through this and look at it, and my whole body would glitch on it. But some people would say, "Oh yeah, well that should be illegal because it would benefit them, right?" Legal rights, life, liberty, and security of persons. It's Section 2 of the Constitution Act, 1982, Section 2, Number 7. Legal rights, life, liberty, and security of persons. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of the person, and the right not to be deprived thereof concept in accordance with the principle of fundamental justice. Now, that other one I'll do later. I'm going to read about terrorism. Okay, so that's what Canada means, and then we know it. Canada means a Canadian citizen, permanent resident within, meaning subsection 2.1 of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act of the body incorporated, or a body incorporated, and continue under the laws of Canada. So, okay, C means a person, group, trust, partnership, or fund. C, Governor and Council under Section 8305. Terrorist Act, an act or a mission that is committed in or outside Canada and that, if committed in Canada, is one of the following offenses. The offenses referred to in subsection 7.2 that implement the Constitution for suppression of unlawful seizure of aircraft signed. Okay, now where was it that I was looking? Okay. This is what the ones that are going for prime minister. Okay, is the one that you see always going up against Collier or whatever. He referred to this: providing, making available, etc., property or services for terrorist purposes. Okay, right now I just read that some more funding was going somewhere else. Is it going somewhere else, or is it going into the pockets of the higher ups for their businesses? Okay, because they're all connected. Seriously? Just give me 1 sec, everyone, please. There's gonna come a day real soon. because the other day when I did my last live video, things started happening. My email got shut down. Oh, I can feel that. They're trying to shut me down. Sarà che no come sapessi se correre che sarà e non puoi sai io sto pure tata isso tutto di che tata io che sai tu sai sure che sarà che sei come non ma che sai che tutto di sa che si tutto esce l'essere nemmeno potendo se potete dire che adesso sempre tutto and I know that you're trying to affect my algorithms. I know that you're trying to shut me down from getting messages out to people. It's not about me being one size. There's universal laws, okay? It's morals, values, common sense. This here is more about control. I'm not saying that we don't need a system to help, but this is not a system that's helping people. It's actually a system that are putting away innocent people. It's a system that is corrupt and has been corrupt for centuries. A lot of you know that. Providing, making available, etc., property or services for terrorist purposes. Everyone who directly or indirectly collects property, provides or invites a person to provide or makes available property or financial or other related services. Right now I have them speaking with me. To me, terrorism just isn't on civilization. Terrorism can be on the person. And the worst terrorism is trying to take things from people because they're speaking up, because they're asking questions. See, we all think that we can't make a difference. See, right now I've been looking into something. They say about going down that hole. Oh, I have to go ahead. a few days ago, I talked about the Nuremberg Bouvier brothers murder trial. They were hung, murdered. Talking about that. And I read my my ancestors' will. And it said about the property. I wasn't going to read it in my ancestors' community. Nope. Just read it. Okay. And I read it. And the next, yeah, this is hard because there's a part of me trying not to say it, like holding from saying it, and then there's a part of me saying, no, you've got to say it. I had been looking into the property that he had owned. So I was going back and forth to the land registry. And I spent looking through things 114, 108, and $64. Like three separate. And then all the gas that I spent to go there and what have you. To me, it's not about the money. I didn't care about the money. And when I went back the next day, which it was Sunday, I believe Saturday or Sunday that I did the video. And then Monday, I went to the land registration to get it, to have a look at more stuff. I got there, I punched the name in, and the last time I was there, it was all there. But this time when I punched the name in, it was gone. That falls under abusive authority. And then the next day, I went on my emails, and I had opened an email, and I started doing my work, and I sent it in. And when I went to start the other part of the assignment, it said, sorry, you can't connect right now. This is to my email address. So I closed out and I went to sign back in, and they had locked my account. I just heard, good, you shouldn't have been talking. And when I went, and I looked through it a few times, thinking, no, like I did something wrong, but I didn't. And I went up to the desk, okay, and it was the same woman that I was there other times. And she said, oh, you have nothing. She looked and she said, you have nothing to do with it. And I just kind of looked at her and I could feel her. Yeah. I said, "No." I said, now it's all, I said, I said, other stuff, I said, it's all going now. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Bullshit. But you know, that's okay. Because you just prove what you it's the point of the power, the abuse of power, the lengths that they are capable of going to. So right after I did that video, I lost access to my email, which had my stuff from St. Mary's, from the university, of my acceptance. In there, it was also like a thing I'm doing right now, where I would get my homework. And it was also something else in there that was extremely important. Something like all of this. So they will go to any lengths to destroy someone. They will cause havoc on the world to try to bring them to their knees to depend on them. But what you need to do is you need to look to your neighbor. You need to look to one another. Let go of the differences. Because it's a division. It's a division created by a system. You know, I used to be afraid of stuff. Well, at one point I wasn't, and then I just was. In 2000, it was in 2021 when everybody was getting the money from CERB. I had been in the psychiatric unit. I took myself there. They released me unexplained. When I got home, because I didn't go home right away because I after I got out of the hospital, I didn't go home right because well, I was never all the experience that I had since 2019 after I died. So I went home. When I went home, there was a letter there telling me that I lost my disability. I lost my disability because they said I failed to make a phone call. That is abuse of authority. They told me, okay, because I had a bladder mesh and it screwed my bladder. It created what they call a cystosis, which I was having very bad pains in my belly and I couldn't pee all the pee out. I was like constantly getting infections. And they did a bladder mesh. And I contacted a law firm that was doing a class action with regards to the bladder mesh. And I got $30,000 for pain and suffering. For pain and suffering. And after she had told me that I lost my income due to a phone call, she tried telling me that it was because I got $30,000 because I had to claim it. And she told me, we're cutting you off so you can live off that. That was for pain and suffering. That was not an income of any sort. That was from the torture and pain I went through because I trusted someone within the system. I trusted a doctor, a specialist at that, because it was the same time she was giving me my hysterectomy. And yeah, there's regulations that they have to follow, things that they have to follow. to have surgery. Okay, I went in, and that day I was really like, I just wanted to run out of the hospital, but against my better judgment and instincts, I stayed. The anesthesiologist, the one that inserts the stuff, she put the IV in. She was very rough about it. She took a syringe to push the solution in there. She took the syringe and she went really fast. So instead of the solution going in my body, it backlashed all over my arm and hand. Pretend this is the towel. She doesn't take the IV out or nothing. Just does the towel and then looks, takes the tape, starts wrapping the tape up all around my arm and hand. Let's hope it doesn't go to surgery. When you're in surgery, halfway through your surgery, they bring you halfway out so that they can check your blood cells. I didn't find this out until like 4 years later. And I found it out from somebody who used to work in the OR. Now I know what happened. In the middle of surgery, I woke up. I didn't come halfway. I was all the way out. Everything I was still black, but I could feel them pulling me inside of my body, out my vagina. And then I felt the mask go over my face and something cold hit my body. When I woke up, I was hurting, I was confused, and I was in my room alone. They didn't keep me in the recovery room. It's like, I don't care if you didn't like my granddad, my ancestor. I'll be honest. I have a pretty good idea that, he was a real a-hole. And I call him that all the time. Because it's not about taking things from people or making people pay. Like, if you know what's going on, and obviously you're taking stuff and you're removing it from your system. But it's people who keep everything fighting back and forth. Because you're watching all the stuff that causes division. You're giving your say to someone else that you believe is going to do what's best for you, your family, and your community, your country. Always. So you give up your say to these people. And then, they give you the lip service just to get in there, right? And then they start doing the total opposite of what they say. Or they'll just throw you little pieces and then say, oh, well, we can take this back. Because wasn't it they had given a lot of money to the indigenous community so that they could find they lost their family members. But how many of you knew that they took 86% of that, right? Roughly? And they made billions of dollars off the indigenous community. When I dug into my ancestry, I found out that we were French Indians. There was a lot of Indians that spoke different languages. And I had a professor tell me, well, you know, there's some big things. Like, yeah, well, maybe you're a real one, but you're one fuck of a poser. I said about before about hypocrites. I was a hypocrite once. Actually, not just once, a few times, quite a few times. Before I, was given a swift kick up my ass from spirit, telling me, hey, wake up, wake up. And then I started seeing the truth of myself. And then I started seeing the truth of things around me. And I realized the only way I'm going to get to what they perceive to be the kingdom of God is by finding myself. By healing. Looking at the stuff that I don't want to. And when I'm doing this work, I'm actually seeing. But I'm not just seeing one side, I'm seeing a multitude. And let me tell you, my ancestors got to come in and tell me it's okay, Tara. It's going to be okay, because I feel like I'm about, like, it's just like a mind fuck. Because you're seeing same names. And I know that what's happening is it's trying to figure out what timeline. Because that's the thing. Like, I know, and I look at the book, and it's like, it's saying one thing, but then everything else that I look at says another. And when I brought stuff forward, because in my opinion, they committed a criminal offense. If we were to take and hide stuff like that, or remove stuff like that, especially if it would be considered evidence, would we not be charged for obstruction of justice? Or would we not be charged with destroying or tampering with evidence or people's lives? Because not only did they take my ancestors' deeds on, I'll leave it at that. You fill in the blank. See, and this is the part that the code is right here. There's justice for the systems, there's no justice for people. See, it's not justice for the system. And I'm not saying it's everyone. It's actually corruption, greed, and abuse of authority, among others. See, I feel my way through life now because I go from heart to heart, spirit to spirit, because God is spirit. Love is God. Where did they say you feel love from the heart? I can see where if someone like myself going through this, because I know that I come off as an asshole sometimes, or a bitch. I think it's more of a channeling. But I do have to take responsibility myself for it. And it's okay because, like I said before, when I do these videos, I'll go back and watch them because it's being told to me too. The other day, I was in the car with my husband. Oh, was he ever being an asshole? I said before that, I have to keep control of myself because I feel the anger build up through spirits that just want to punch him on up because I feel that urge. But I don't. The other day, I just looked at him and I screamed, I hate you. I hate you. I can't stand you. But there's that part of me. Because I still care about him. It's not that it's not like when it comes out, it's not that I really hate him as I hate what he does. I hate the way he talks to me. When I first met him, it was like a connection. But I know now that things are not that it's always that person as it is his energy. Instead, don't get attached. Okay. In Ephesians, I don't know like right now, I don't know the verse off. In Ephesians, it says that, it says in there about wives shall submit to thy husbands as they submit to God, which thereabouts. But the part of wives shall submit to thy husbands because they're the head. Are they? See, when they say the head, it goes to the head because it's considered the ego because it's supposed to be actually a shared responsibility. They say a woman takes care of the house, but did you know that lions, the male stays in and the women go hunting? Watch that on some of the documentary things. If you look at yourself in the mirror You're supposed to seek balance within yourself. And a lot of us don't have that. So when we don't have it, then you can't control your aggression or anger. If you're feeling a lot of aggression or anger or whatever because of something, it's usually within the ego trying to protect you from what people would say doing something where when you go through that, it's the part of being able to sit with oneself. And when I say sit with oneself, I mean sit with oneself inside. Because you go within your heart space and then start talking to yourself because inside your body, you're actually feeling all parts of it. And you're seeing the pain that you are experiencing in your body. You can start to experience your inner child. That's the part that has been suppressed for so long. Because we're always told that we're not supposed to feel anything, we experience it. So we build it up, build it up, build it up. And that becomes PTSD. Okay? And I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. PTSD is God, soul, spirit, creator, what have you. Spirit's way of telling you, I need you to look at this because there's something you're not seeing. And that can be really intense because you have to like stay with it so that it can pass through in more of a healthy way. And that's part of having empathy for others and knowing why are people treating people the way they do. You're doing that not because of you're doing it. You're doing it because you have ancestral trauma that's not being seen, and everybody's blamed because of the ancestral trauma. Everybody's it's like one religion over the other. We're all doing it, and everything. Nothing was really supposed to be about the religion of it. Now, I wrote this verse down, and I don't usually do the Bible or anything like that because I feel within here I know my own experience. Okay. In here, I had written on a piece of paper that I was doing on Colossians 3:2. Okay. And I'm now like I'm understanding the picture because it's showing us. It's showing us my picture is showing us truth. And I drew it. It's showing us truth. It's showing us what it was and another picture of what it's going to be and how it's going to look. But the way it gets there is finding love, actual, where it's just like not something that lasts 3 months and goes away. They say the romance period Think about the things of heaven, not the things of earth. For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God. And when Christ, who is your life, Christ, who is your life, Christ consciousness. But I do know that from the beginning, there's been an entity that's been, jumping from person to person, hijack, what have you. And, they say, like, oh, what is it? The Matrix. He jumps from person to person. Or they jump from person, like, people it's jumping from person to person. I swear, do you do it? No, I experience it, but it's not that it's not that they're taking over. It's what's happening with people. Because okay, when you understand spirit to spirit, then you'll understand yourself and others a lot more easily. I like more easily. Okay. It can be pretty freaking confusing at first. People say they see ghosts. Okay. Are you seeing ghosts, or are you walking on another realm, dimension, parallel universe, or are you walking from? Are you entering into the spirit world? It's that part of, are you in physical world or are you in spirit world? Okay? And when you come in connection with people, all right, look at this. The person looks so familiar, but you don't know why. Some even go up to ask them or say something to them. Okay? Sometimes it's like that part you know them forever, and then there's the part where when you're in the store or you're standing up at the cash register and other people are there, and you're feeling like the person in front of you, you're feeling like you don't like them, but you don't know them. People say, oh well, they just love me the wrong way. That's the first part of judgment, like passing judgment, because they rub you the wrong way. Okay, I've been there, and until I learned what it was that I was feeling and experiencing. So if you're standing in the lineup at a grocery store and you get that sensation, what you're experiencing in that moment is a spirit to spirit, because the spirit that is connected with you knows the spirit that's connected with that person. It's the ancestral. So the ancestral line, we're experiencing ancestral trauma. So we're experiencing things and we don't like we're seeing it and we don't even remember experiencing it. But in a way you did, because your ancestors are showing you what they went through. So if you take a look, okay, you take a look at the immigrants coming in, okay? If you think that wasn't going on back, you know, since they immigrated over here, 52 years, not this, not really. They say it was just one, 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 one for my family. So when you experience it, it's that part of, being with yourself for a minute and saying, why am I feeling this? Okay? Because when you see that, you may actually be shown in a dream why you had that reaction. You see people in a dream, every dream, like it usually feels like, holy shit, man, it felt so real. That's because you were experiencing. You may be seeing things in everyday normal clothing of what we are now. But it could be because you're seeing that person in what you perceive to be a more modern world. We came over to get away from the shit show. We say about Canadians being so kind, and then Canadians say about the United States being a-holes or what have you. It's like that part of, some just think they're better than others. But how did they get what they have? Is that part of whether you just don't like one person? Or like and then I read a book the other day about my ancestry, and it said about my family being no good. When you're forced to defend yourself, but they were peaceful. Until shit hit the fan. But like any family, and no family can tell me anything different. And I know I'm channeling because I feel all parts of my ancestors. Because so many people are related to them. So this is all family hurting family. It's so good. And I'm not just saying it because it's my family, because I was like different parts of every one of them. And not just the same last name either. I would have to say that you're all fucking savages. And probably including myself. But we were never savages. The immigrants came over because of scrutiny against their religions. their beliefs. So they did. I said it. They were all running for their lives. Some were coming for freedom, but some were running for their lives. And they were the ones that were called witches. I used to always think that I wanted to go in and just sit in church. But I want to go in a church to listen to the music, not the religion bashing. Be free to have your religion if you have a religion. It's the part of other people opening up to doesn't mean you have to go to it. It's opening up and understanding each other's point of view. But people don't want to do that. They just want to sit in their screens and these people are doing this to us, or this is what happened this time. No wonder we keep reliving it. We get told that we're bad people. We get told that we're sinners. And this here, what I'm experiencing, I know fucking well what's involved, People are talking about the church. People are talking about freaking the Masons and people stealing, which they said that the Templars, they were all running for their lives. Yes. Some of them are hiding shit. Where? Who the fuck knows? But that's neither here nor there right now. You hear about people at war with one another, families at war with one another. I look back on the fucking line and Nickel, like, it's like if they maybe they didn't know that they were family. Like anything can be changed within a computer system. And that's the thing. I had a thing. Who's the Guardian? The thing's called Guardian. And they had a thing in there about our prime minister and military going to use propaganda against people. It's like people are supposed to be able to rely on the military to help them, the police to help them, not to kill them and beat the shit out of them. Or like, but what happens is the few bad apples, corrupt apples, make it bad for the ones that are actually wanting to protect people. And I just heard somebody say, I think it happened. Ask yourself. Because right now, I read about the discrimination. And I'll tell you, ambulance drivers, ambulance people, they make, like, assumptions, or they have access to your medical records. So because they have access to your medical records, if you have mental health, recurring mental health interruptions, because that's what it is. It's interruptions, and that's where you can get the manic depressive. It's que lo total que ana cabeça, select see when people feel, because we've all been there, we've done things that like to be able to think back, can't think back, thinking back. My story. I know I am not a goody goody. I could say that, is it a temper or is it just, holy shit, like, why can't we get this? Sometimes sulla chiesa era molto bella, alla foto si bene ti sei I know that this has come to me because of my ancestors helping me for my roots where I came from. And it's a part of being able to accept both sides of it. It's like some people could say you're pretty fucking like, it's like I heard people say, well, some people can be dark, but it's not about being dark. It's that protection that comes in, or that, like, it's that it's like a fury within because it's been held in for so long, and sometimes it feels like it comes out like spew. I heard verbal urination. It's like, oh, I'm feeling a lot within right now. Yeah, really, you might be alone. Guess what? You should feel pretty. I'll put you in the bathroom, man. I do sometimes. He attacks like so bad that I take him and I throw him in the bathroom. I turn the light on, put him in the bathroom, and I don't close the door all the way so that when he chills out, he can come back out. So it works. Pessoal, este é tudo para substituir. Então, okay, say hi. Get over here, I'll hug you. That's what you wanted? Okay. So, but I will tell you, the worst abuse, I mean, physical abuse creates mental abuse. Okay? When mental abuse has the biggest impact on someone. Like with I've used my ex-husband as an example. Like we're the universe threw us here to work through some shit. So yes, I'm going rewind, but no. Okay. Did anybody ever see that movie Click? I think it's Click. Okay. So he kept wanting to be somewhere instead of where he was at that moment. He was in a rush, or he wanted to get sex over with, so he fast forward everything, or he rewind something, or he do something. Okay. So it's that part. Okay. But what he didn't know was because he was doing this, that he was sitting at the table like a zombie. Because it's that part of slowing down so that you can be in the moment. Because we're always rush, 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 and we have to be here, we have to be there. But it's usually because we're always feeling the need to be somewhere else. And people say responsibilities. Well, one of the responsibilities is taking care of your health. And that's what we're working on. I heard someone say about like having to work so hard for a living. And that's why I said, and that's what you're working on, because that should not be happening. I said it before, and a lot of other people believe the same way. Basic needs should be free. You know, you're like people say, oh, like I heard about the roads. Do you know that they could have roads that wouldn't go like this? Think of back in ancient times, the way structures were built, and we might get 150 years out of a house. Confirmation because the train just come out of nowhere. Sulle pagine caino cusciuto per molto prevedibili. Settore saremo sulla maniera saredo che non come sono solo per fare solo aiuto di questo se la memoria è tutto 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 scena subito capisci e non è e se la conosco solo per tutto quello tutto su poi è non conosco Right. Yeah, chi soltò come se l'avevi venuto con lui. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get on the channel everything here, there, and everywhere but in one place. That, they call it scatterbrain. Okay, so I'm going through a lot of ascension symptoms right now. I know it sounds like a cold. I've had it for a while now, but we've been doing hit hard with uh, uh, solar flares and solar storms. I want you to I would like for you to take and just write your dream down. Okay? Write your dream down, and then explain what it was that you experienced. Okay? Dream. Okay. Okay. After you write it down, read it to yourself. Okay? You know, reading yourself while recording. Like um, I do these. I do my videos. But some videos I'll go back and I'll watch them over again and over, because that way I can get a better understanding of what it is that I'm going to move forward for myself. It's spirits moving forward for us, because it's our ancestors, it's my ancestors, it's your ancestors, and that's why you're experiencing things. When you're talking, some will come in and then they just give you it, so they give that way for it. It's up for coming in and actually hearing it, allow your body to feel it and work through it, and then like ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Okay? Because some people can agree with things that I say, but their body may be experiencing something different. Okay? And that's, yeah, the fear of the separation. Some of us are more up here, and some of us are down here. Because I know that there's times, and I know it's not my, I know it's my range in the sense that, I say range, yeah, in the sense that it's painful and I'm experiencing it coming up, and it's a rage coming up because it's been suppressed for so long and pushed down that it comes up, like I said, as a project as a moment. And then we end up saying things to one another because it's that feeling. And it's not necessarily that they want to be doing it, it's because you're experiencing something within yourself. And another part of spirit, your spirit feels it. It's going to react to it. That's why they say about people like for meditation, just sitting with yourself and asking yourself how you're feeling throughout your body. Because it's you, first off, that you need to know and have yourself balanced. Because if you try to help other people to balance and you're not balanced, it can become very confusing sometimes and very painful because that's when you feel like I help. They don't appreciate it and you're doing this. If you're not doing this and you're not doing that, it's because you're ready to do it. You can put that out there for them, but it's that part of nobody can do the healing for them because something can be a temporary healing, but then you still have to work through whatever it was that caused you to feel you had to go through that. I'm talking about the inner healing, because when you have the inner healing, then you feel it on the outside. So you just you start seeing yourself, you start seeing that part of spirit, which is the place of consciousness. Some don't look at it that way, and that's fine. But like I said, it's a part of being open to other people's belief systems. So I hate the word systems. I want to take the systems and bring them right up the horses. But the belief that we have, because sometimes the popular belief can become that we feel like everybody has to believe the same way that we believe, or they're not living in reality. Or who are you to say what that person's reality is? You don't make it. You don't make it. Maybe they're not seeing what you're seeing, and it's not because they're in denial. Sometimes it's that part of, they say we're here for a time. You know, time here has a clock. Time is never ending. It's a perception. But our body, our capsules, when yeah, I know. And I think when you start healing within, you become younger, more vibrant, more energetic, because you're releasing that label. It's not necessarily that you have to go and just sit in front of someone. Sit in front of yourself. Do a video with yourself. Like with yourself. Do it as if you're giving someone advice or insight. If they were in your situation, what would you say to them? Okay. And then go back and watch it and see what you say. Because then when you go back and watch it, it's like telling yourself. So you have to, it's like spirit speaking to you, through you. So that was like, and I know there are other beliefs that don't believe in what I'm bringing forward, and that's okay. One day, you'll see it for yourself, because you'll see it in somebody else who has changed, but it's part of seeing it for you. It's not easy. By far. And it can be pretty damn painful. Like my life, like things get, it's part of, like things get worse before they get better, but it's a part of when it's at its worst. See the good within it, because you're working towards a better outcome. So, you know, yeah, I've been doing a lot of neurotherapy. So, yeah, I don't even know what fork goes where. I just know, like, I eat everything with the same kind of fork. So, but yeah, I may come off like one way or another sometimes, but it's coming back and just being able to ground yourself, allow yourself to realize that it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be angry about something, it's okay to feel the way you're feeling and experience what you're feeling, but it's that part of going within and asking yourself, why am I feeling this? Why am I experiencing this? What did I do? What changed? What? But it's talking your way, talking 144 in the time. It's the part of talking your way through it. I use frequencies, just like, you saw stuff or animals or ocean sounds, river sounds, what have you. Go actually just sit with that. You can't get somewhere where it will sound like that. Just sit in a quiet place and just listen to it. You'll see different changes. I was a binger there for quite a while. I like my bird sounds in the water. I had a dream. I wrote it. There's a meadow, and there's a bunch of animals around me. Even after dreaming one time where I was somewhere and holy shit, man, the apples were like that freaking thing. So I just heard inner earth. Well, my gosh, tomorrow's weekend. I heard people saying about not seeing the moon, and a few nights ago, it was clear out, started out and everything. I see there was I see the moon tonight. On TikTok. Yeah. So that's what it is. I believe. Um, Old enough to know better, but it doesn't mean I always do. Holy. No, I don't smoke. I haven't smoked since 2008, and I used to smoke marijuana, THC, but I quit that in the beginning of 2022 because it doesn't bode well with your spiritual awakening in some points, especially if you're coming in it full blown kind of all at once. And some people do. That's why they're hearing voices. That's why they're acting out in different ways. It's not part of their PTSD from ancestral and their experience at all, and it's human through them. But people aren't aware. A lot of people aren't aware of it happening. We're told it's a mental health issue, but it's actually a spiritual health that manifested into a mental health because it was perceived in the wrong way. And I mean by mental health. Because it's that part of when they're in that state, kind of figure out, ask them the questions of what's happening. Like, um, who's talking to you? What are they saying? Like, why are they saying this? Who are they? What kind of experience are they getting from it? Why are they acting the way they are towards somebody else? What are they experiencing in that moment? Because it's what you're witnessing, you think it's overwhelming for you. But think about being the person that's actually going through it and experiencing it. And they're not aware of it. Sometimes they are. But when you become aware of what it is that you're experiencing, then you can't use the excuse, well, I don't. It's not that they know not what they say or do that. It's because if you understand, if you know what's going on, you are responsible. You're responsible, held responsible either way. But it's that part of clearing your ancestral trauma from you. Because you say, like, why am I wearing your shit to somebody, right? But it's not about wearing your shit. It's you're asking for help to sort your shit out. And that's why some people will experience different spirits coming in, or be experiencing where you're sitting in your room and you feel like you're being watched. You don't feel like it's on TV. You feel like there's somebody in the room. Where you hear your name earlier tonight that I heard like somebody calling my name, and I went upstairs to see. It's that part of the clairvoyance. You're actually experiencing energy. You're feeling it. So what you're feeling is the spirit plane, and it's experiencing you. So we all, it's like that, the inner fight. And it's usually the inner fight with ourselves because we're assuming something. So that, and when we assume it, we feel it within our body. So it starts to kind of do something within you because it's that change. It's taking that leap of faith. It's the part of feeling like you can't do it because why? Because somebody else told you that you can't. When we say we can't, then we can't because we never tried. And then when we try, if we don't get it right the first time, then we just say like and give up. There are things that come out of that. Right now, I'm feeling the heart chakra. Che se ne è tutto quieto, interference. No. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's that if you know somebody talking about you, I'm like, yeah, I know that. They'll talk about you, not to you. Dice, dopo situation, okay. Yeah. I was sitting on my, I was sitting on the computer earlier today doing something, and I took my phone out and I held in my hand to stay grounded because in the classroom, um, I experienced the beautiful people. Everybody like works together, and I'm not judging people. I know that the system has gone so many people down, myself included. I got you get to a point where you feel like just don't want to go forward on these. It just feels like too much. Like people say it is what it is. Or it's that part to me. It's if you keep saying it is what it is, and you're not going to make any changes to make it differently to another feeling of it is what it is, but it never is what it is because it can always be so. I think that makes sense. Like I feel like people said it's like kind of we lost the ability to communicate because we always had somebody else to communicate this for us. Or could you ask this person to do this? Or that person to do that? It's like, why don't we just get it from the horse's mouth? And I know they have, and I said this in a quick video that I did, people in the middle to like the conflict, or they're getting someone to do something, but they always have something in the middle to convey messages. It's like, why aren't you just doing it yourself? And you wonder why sometimes things don't get done. It's a part of being aware. When you're aware, it means that your body is aware too. And then you're able to maneuver with the ability to not only see, but feel your way through. Yeah, ito kaya. See, it's a part of knowing when it's too much and just kind of, yeah, the part of just stepping back. We're made to just my vocal, like just look in front of us. It's it's the awareness of all around us, but we're turned to focus on just what we can see, opposed to using your body to be able to see beyond what you see in your face, your vision. Your body will tell you more. It's that part of learning the restrictions you're experiencing with your body. And you know that's what you're experiencing. People may not believe you on that. And you should believe. I'm explaining that it the spirit? Why do you think like you're pushing, like putting all this stuff out? Because you're creating it by reliving it. I'm just sitting with it, like almost going empty headed. You know, there, oh, there, match. How do I do it here? That was weird. Quizás la autoridad, eso necesito voy a. Yeah, it was like, did I just switch brains side to side? Físico tuyo, eso no quería, fue de tarea. Today. Okay, yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. I see good things happening for people if they really. It's not about killing someone or hurting someone. It's about doing something. Cough up a lung. No, it's actually in the throat chakra. At least it's a fluid. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a lot, man. It's like a movie place. Without a struggle, there can be no progress. That being said, I'm sending you much love, life, many blessings, and support. Be very good to you and every word to you and accept. Much love and thankful. Most important, be yourself. Be your authentic self. True to yourself. Be kind to yourself and kind to others. But always remember that I explained that you have more strength and growth than you can realize. Your voice is power. Your voice gets heard. Even if you're sitting and you're talking as if it won't in your phone or device. And I can watch it. And I think like it's part of getting the poison. Some people like poison. Yes, some people do. But it doesn't mean No, you weren't on the other side to begin with, 'cause I don't find it very chissà tutto che sicuramente che tutto che